get him. Let's go get him today, man. Let's go. Hey, dominate on 3. 1, 2, 3, dominate.
This is the first time in his career where Kyle Shanahan has been tested a lot because you lost your offensive coordinator. The offense went down to his third-string quarterback. You're not expected to succeed under these conditions, but Kyle Shanahan has done a good job. And I got to ask you, because this talk has formulated on Twitter a good amount.
So much, yeah.
So much this week out of nowhere after both sides had pretty solid performances. Do you think that Kyle Shanahan, here's what I'll say. Kyle Shanahan, 10 of Brock Purdy's 30 throws against Seattle were deemed wide open by Next Gen Stats. Do you think that Kyle Shanahan is he the guy, or is Brock Purdy also a part of the reasoning? Or is Kyle kind of helping Brock out, or is Brock kind of helping Kyle out? What do you kind of think? What do you take away from it?
Can I say both? Because I think it's both. And here's what I mean by this. I think Kyle, with these weapons, any quarterback is going to be elevated. No matter what, they're automatically going to be elevated. You're going to get the best of that quarterback with Kyle Shanahan drawing plays in these offensive weapons. I don't think there's any denying that. However, it is also possible that the quarterback can elevate to another level. So I'll give you an example. If you threw Nick Mullins in this offense, you're going to get the best version of Nick Mullins, but there's a ceiling there. You know, there's only so much he's going to be able to do. Well, Jimmy Garoppolo is going to bring it to another level above a Nick Mullins, but Brock Purdy's bringing it another level past Jimmy Garoppolo. So I think that it's both. If the comparison is what Jimmy could do in this offense, I think Kyle elevated Jimmy. He's elevating Brock, but Brock is elevating the offense in a way that Jimmy couldn't. So I really do think that it's both. And it definitely, like when you look at it long term, these are questions that I have. How much of it's Brock? How much of it is it Kyle? We know that Brock's elevating it, but is it enough for him to be the starter forever? I think these are long-term questions that we will eventually get answers to. But for right now, what I do know is this team is better with Purdy than it was with Garoppolo. And that just might be enough to win a Super Bowl this year. And we can worry about the future a little bit later.
I think that that's the best way to put it, because here's what I said on the topic. Kyle Shanahan has certainly elevated Brock Purdy's play, because I mean the weapons have as well. That's what you're going to expect from this team.
For sure.
You've seen it with the amount of open throws that Kyle Shanahan has schemed. He's really been in his bag as of late. However, we've also seen that Kyle Shanahan has done this with other quarterbacks, and other quarterbacks have not had the same results. They've struggled sometimes to hit those open throws or to make that read to go through their progressions and do things like that. And they've also struggled to extend plays, especially Garoppolo after the ACL surgery. They've struggled to extend plays. Brock Purdy has done a combination of all three, and that has led to some of this success. So, yes, he has elevated the offense because of the added ability that he's had in addition to what the other quarterbacks have shown before. But I don't think it's right necessarily to demean either of their performances because both are contributing well to the offense. It's fair to say Kyle Shanahan is doing a phenomenal job thus far, and it's also fair to say Brock Purdy is executing the offense at a level that no other 49er quarterback has done in the past.
I think I'll put it like this: if you put Brock Purdy on, I don't know, the Bears. If you put Brock Purdy on the Bears and he starts all year, they're probably still going to get the first pick, you know, like,
right.
And that's okay to say. But if you take Brock Purdy away from Kyle Shanahan and you replace him with Nick Mullins, they're not Super Bowl contenders. You see, so it goes both ways. Like, it's fine. It's cool that these guys can elevate each other. And I think it's great that they're on the same page and that they know exactly what to expect from each other. They trust each other. And I think it's playing out beautifully. And like I said, to me, all I care about is this year. I think it's enough to win a Super Bowl. And that's really all we need to worry about. We're gonna talk about Purdy and Lance and all these things in the offseason. And it's going to be ad nauseum because every channel that you click to on YouTube is going to be talking about it week after week after week after week. And, reading through cryptic tweets and Instagram likes and all sorts of crazy stuff. I promise you, you'll get your fill. Now is just not the time.
I agree.